Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Franchise Interviews, Asking the Entrepreneur Who Owns One. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, my co-host, Don Johnson. And if you've ever dreamed about owning your own business, then this is the show to listen to. And today we have a very special guest, Mr. George Naddaff. And Mr. Naddaff, I thought the next question we could talk about is what's a typical day like as a no-fat franchisee from the moment, they get to the store to the moment they go home at night?
Well, typically our stores are open between 10 and 10.
Okay.
He would normally get in with his crew at 9, a limited crew at first. Mm-hmm. He would prepare the foods for the rush. We are open for lunch and dinner. Typically, we recommend that he is opening up near a gym or maybe a business district or maybe a residential community. We like hospitals. We like gyms. We like colleges. We tend to like the Jenny Craigs, the Weight Watchers, the Curves. We like where people are thinking healthy. We like students. Right now, 18% of our customers are students. So he prepares for the day, gets set up. At 10, he opens the doors, and starting at around 11 or so, he starts with the rush. And typically he would have about 8 people behind the counter. We serve our meals in 3.5 minutes. The meals are served on plates with real knives and forks. We're fast casual. Our average check is about $8.50 on the restaurant side. And on the supplement side, the vitamin side, the average check is about $25. And there he would have to have one person who is either a trainer or a nutritionist attending the register there. So he gets set up, and he has different shifts, a lot of part-time people. Then at around 4 o'clock, he again begins to get the stores set for the rush in the evening, which starts at about 5, and he goes until about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Interesting. Joe, I just want to ask about catering. Is that something that you have your franchisees do?
Big time. That's a good question. Lots of reps take food to doctors.
Right.
We're pleased to say we encourage these reps to bring healthy food to the doctor and not embarrass him by bringing something that's greasy and laden with fat and greasy. So we get people coming to our restaurants that want to cater a big luncheon at their office or something. We're privileged to say that we deliver a healthy meal, and we do a great deal of business. We also cater to some schools nearby and to a lot of businesses. So I think catering right now represents about 13% of our business.
Yeah, I know. I was in the food business briefly, and I know it was more a seasonal type of business, but we stayed open year-round, so we had to kind of think on our feet, start offering breakfast, and we did some catering. We brought some lunches to some local schools, and it's what you have to do, kind of be full service to make it these days.
Yes, and I must tell you, we're opening up our first airport unit at Logan American Airlines Terminal B, where over 4 million people will be going through there.
Wow.
And they'll have the opportunity to eat a healthy meal at an airport, which will be the first to do that in the United States, because you know as well as I do, you don't get a good selection at airport.
Right.
That's right. That's in Chicago, Mr. Naddaff, right?
No, that's in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, it's in Boston. Okay, there you go.
Airport. We're also opening up in Dallas-Fort Worth Airport in another 3 months.
Wow. It's a great location.
So, George, you ever find yourself one day just not thinking? I mean, it's just incredible the ideas you keep coming up with.
Well, I guess I'm a man in motion. Throw a stone into water, watch it sink. You see the water it displaces, has to find somewhere to go. The moving rock is master. It dominates the show. Now the rock lies motionless on the river's bed, and the sea-bound swirling water rush swiftly overhead. And wear away the rock until its substance all has fled. So mark you well the morrow. Be the man in motion, and you'll always come out on top.
That's right. That's fantastic.
Wow, you're like the Muhammad Ali of...
There you go.
Yep, you got to stay in motion. You got to stay alive. You got to keep thinking and improve your life. If you stay stagnant, you'll never move ahead, my friend.
Right.
Great advice as usual.
Absolutely.
You know, over the last few years, my dad has been big in vitamins and supplements, and thank God he's doing fine. He was born in 1929. He talked about being around in the Depression.
Sure.
But I know from going into vitamin shops, you can walk out of there with it's very expensive. You mentioned an average price for the vitamin supplement side of No Fat UFood Grill. I mean, that seemed like a very reasonable price.
Well, people that
usually just don't buy one thing.
Healthy food are more inclined to also be in the supplement and not vitamin segment as well. So it's a symbiotic situation. They come in to eat healthy, and why not pick up their vitamins while they're there at the same time? Right,
it's a natural fit. You talked before about people when they're looking for the characteristics, people looking to buy a franchise to investigate it. Any other advice to aspiring entrepreneurs looking to buy a franchise, George? Yes.
I must tell you that today women represent 1/3 of all franchises that are being sold. So today women not only have learned that they could go to work, but in many cases they found out they were smarter than the boss.
Right.
So then they said, by God, if I'm smarter than the boss, what am I doing working for him?
Right.
So then suddenly they find themselves looking at business opportunities. And lo and behold, 1/3 of all franchises sold today are being sold to women. Number 2, you find a lot of husbands and wives pooling their collective talents and putting themselves into business together. And it's that I've seen that happen quite a bit over the years. So, when you're buying a franchise, you're buying a proven system. You're not starting out learning by knocking your head against the wall. You're buying something that's already telling you how to get the first, second, and third, and then home. So people that are thinking about doing something different to enhance their lifestyle, to give something back to their kids, to improve their station in life, I think that, of course, I'm a product of that. I was weaned on franchising, and I think that anyone today should take the time. There's enough information out there with Entrepreneur Magazine. You can pick up the Wall Street Journal. You can pick up your local paper and look at the section in the classified section. Go to these franchise shows. Talk to people. You don't have to get sold into something you don't want. You can take your time, do the due diligence, and you might find the dream of your life out there.
Right, anything is possible. You mentioned more women getting into franchising. I see that firsthand with financing. We've helped so many women with loans over the years, and people, different nationalities, of course. All kinds of people across the board look for businesses. We see young entrepreneurs, George, people in their mid to late 20s,
right,
but buying a franchise. I think the average age has come down a little bit. And you mentioned more husbands and wives getting into business. Do you think that helps marriages, or could possibly cause more?
No. It's the old adage of if you get along with your wife and she gets along with you, you're both working towards a common goal.
Right,
and if one of you has a certain talent, it complements the other. And instead of just hiring somebody that you don't know to be a manager, why not let your wife or spouse fill that role? And since it's a common interest, why not?
Right. Yeah, and you before talking about someone starting off in franchising already on third base, I think that's a very good example. And Marty and I always stress on our shows, there's no guarantee of success, but but just the failure rate of franchising is so much less by investing in a franchise. But it's not like you'll open the doors, you buy a Quiznos, Subway, it's instant success. You have to work hard. I'm sure these are all the things you stress as you're training people or people who are considering No Fat, the UFood Grill system, is that you're going to have to work awfully hard. Well, you mentioned the place is open 10 to 10. So
yeah, and anyone thinking that a franchise is a panacea, that they just sit back or goof off and not show up to work. I've had people that have done that over the years. No. This is a discipline. Right. It's your money at risk. It's your life at risk. But if you've got the drive and you've got the personality to persevere, because anything takes time. So I must tell you that if a person has the desire to achieve something and he's passionate about it, it can work if he's got a proven system to work with.
Even if that person maybe doesn't have the sales experience, but they have the drive, the personality, they're a people person, but not, and this is where I guess maybe you have to decide on a franchisee. If they don't have that sales experience and they have everything else, is that someone that you'd probably move forward with?
I oftentimes have told people what other kind of franchise they should be looking for. Because if I sense that this is not for them, I'll be honest with them, because I'm not interested in putting somebody in business that shouldn't be in that particular business.
Right.
And if a person is honest with a franchisee, I think the franchisee respects it, because they're going to do some serious, lending, borrowing money. They're going to put up their own money. This is their one chance in life. And boy, if they don't do their due diligence, shame on them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Something Marty and I always talk about all the time.
Right.
Someone doing their due diligence. And you brought up, George, get on the phone, speak to other franchisees. How's been your experience? I mean, that's the greatest advice when people are in their investigation phase looking at a franchise.
Sure. And, if it's an established franchise, then there's more people to talk to. Now, there's also the adage that if you can get in on something real quick while there's a big territory available and you can own a sizable area because it's not been sold out, then that's another situation. So it's all up to the individual's financial situation as to how much of a bite of an apple he should take.
Right,
absolutely.
There must have been a few people during your lifetime, George, that influenced you, or maybe some entrepreneurs, people. Who were some people that you've admired over the years?
Well, I've obviously read the book about the McDonald's. I've John Y. Brown, the founder of Boston Chicken, Kentucky Fried. People that have done things in franchising. Brinker, Let Us Entertain You. There have been such incredible human beings that have paved the way. The Muffalo shops, the George Foremans that have gone and promoted the Muffalo franchise. I mean, look, this is an entrepreneurial country. People from all over the world admire Americans because of their entrepreneurship. It's happening now in China. It's happening now in the Middle East. Franchising is an American product that's spawned the world. It's launched businesses throughout the world, and it's all happened in America.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I love all those success stories. I've read a lot of those books, the Sam Waltons, Dave Thomases, and you go down the line.
Dave was a great guy. He was originally, a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchisee. He owned 22 units in Columbus.
Dave Thomas, right.
Yeah, one day he said, I'm going to open up a hamburger place, and I'm going to call it Wendy's.
Right.
I said, really?
So you met him and you knew him?
Yeah, wonderful guy. He did a lot to the industry, for the industry.
Yeah, Mr. Naddaff, you've had an incredible life. What's the best way for someone to get more information on NoFat, Mr. Naddaff? Should they go to the website? Can they call?
Yeah, they can go to NoFat, KNOWFAT.com. They can call us at our office, 617-787-6000. And thank you very much, gentlemen, for allowing me to appear on your show. And
thank you,
lots of luck.
I think you're great, and have a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Same to you as well.
Thanks, Mr. Naddaff. Have a great day today.
Go to a Boston market and pick up your chicken for the meal.
You got it. It's a great idea.
Take care.
Thanks, Mr. Naddaff.
Right.
Thank you. Have a nice holiday. Take
care. What a great show, huh, Don?
Yeah. I mean, we knew it would be. I've been looking forward to this just like we told him for several weeks.
Absolutely. He was just so informative. I'm going to have to listen to this show 10 times over.
Well, I could have sat here another 3-4 hours just talking to him.
I mean, he really is. He's just fantastic. I couldn't think of a better guest to have on our 1-year anniversary show. So this was definitely informative. So
right.
One of the biggest highlights, I would say. What a great way to end the year. Go into the new year, so I should say. And we have some great shows booked for the rest of the year as well. So this has been fantastic.
Yeah, we have WSI coming up. We have Len Moore from Lenny's Sub Shop. We have Wine Styles.
So many,
Allegations. We have definitely some great shows coming up.
Absolutely. Well, you did a great job today, John. Very good questions to Mr. Naddaff. And